Amid the roar of praise and global attention, a new chapter in BTS's journey shocked fans and the public in South Korea. This time, it was not the grand stage or global achievements that garnered attention, but the struggle of BTS's youngest member, Jungkook, as he faced mandatory military service. However, the greater focus fell on Jimin, one of Jungkook's closest friends, who attempted to challenge the military system for justice. The tension began when shocking news emerged from the military camp where Jungkook was stationed. Jungkook, known for his enthusiastic and dedicated nature, was reported to have suffered mistreatment from his seniors. The incident culminated in him being rushed to the hospital due to physical and mental exhaustion. While many were stunned by the news, the world's attention soon shifted to Jimin, who was said to be the only person brave enough to report the incident to their unit commander. However, Jimin's actions sparked a new controversy. The report he submitted allegedly received no serious response from the military. Why was a soldier as brave as Jimin, who only wanted to protect his friend, ignored? What truly happened behind the thick walls of South Korea's military hierarchy? Jimin and Jungkook are inseparable names in the entertainment world. Their relationship, which has lasted for over a decade, has been an inspiration to many BTS fans. Jimin is often portrayed as the caring older brother, while Jungkook sees Jimin as both a mentor and his best friend. When news of Jungkook's mistreatment spread, no one was surprised to learn that Jimin was the first to try and defend his junior. However, Jimin's courage in reporting the abuse Jungkook endured to their unit commander became a focal point. According to an anonymous source, Jimin expressed concern over Jungkook's mental and physical health, stating that Jungkook was often assigned disproportionate tasks and even humiliated in front of other soldiers. Instead of being taken seriously, the report was reportedly ignored by the command. A painful irony, given that Jimin only wanted to ensure justice for his friend. Jimin is very angry, but what can he do? He is just a regular soldier, said a source close to the case. When Jimin's report went unanswered, frustration was not only felt by him, but also by BTS's fans, known as ARMY. Hashtags like Justice for Jungkook and hashtag Protect Jungkook quickly dominated social media, calling for protection and justice for Jungkook. However, ARMY did not stop there. Many began questioning why Jimin's report was not processed seriously. Is the military hierarchy so rigid that a soldier like Jimin's voice is considered unimportant? One fan asked on Twitter. This case opened a wider discussion about South Korea's military culture, which has often been accused of ignoring complaints from lower-ranking soldiers. Military observers say that the strict hierarchical system makes it difficult to address harassment reports. However, when it involves major names like Jungkook and Jimin, public attention to the case has grown, both domestically and internationally. Despite his report being initially ignored, Jimin did not stay silent. He was said to have continued supporting Jungkook during his recovery in the military hospital. A medical officer even referred to Jimin as one of Jungkook's greatest supporters in facing this situation. Jimin is very worried. He was always by Jungkook's side whenever he had free time, said the medical officer. Jimin's actions triggered respect for many. Military interpersonal relationship experts called Jimin's step a testament to solidarity and bravery. However, criticism also emerged, especially from those who believed that Jimin should have found another way to ensure the report was not ignored. His step to report the incident is an incredible act of courage. However, he might have taken a more strategic approach to make sure the report received the attention it deserved, said an observer. The case involving Jungkook and Jimin's role in defending him has become not only a personal issue, but also a reflection of systemic problems in South Korea's military. Amnesty International and several human rights organizations have called for an independent investigation into this case. If this is left unchecked, more victims will be denied justice. Jungkook may be a celebrity, but he is also a human being who deserves to be treated with respect, said an activist from Amnesty International. The military is now under great pressure to provide an official explanation. Reform of the mandatory military system has also become a hot topic, especially regarding the treatment of new soldiers and celebrities. Meanwhile, Army continues to urge South Korea's Ministry of Defense to take strict action against the abusers. They also demand better protection for all soldiers, regardless of their background. Amid this whirlwind of controversy, Jimin has shown another side of himself that is rarely seen by the public. He is not just an artist, but also a true friend who dared to challenge the system for someone he cares about. Though his actions did not immediately yield results, Jimin's efforts have inspired many to continue fighting for justice, not only for Jungkook, but also for all soldiers who face injustice in the military. Will this case lead to major change? Or will it simply become one of many forgotten incidents? The public is now waiting for a response from the military. But one thing is certain. Jimin has become a symbol of courage and solidarity that will be remembered, not just by Army, but also by those who fight for justice wherever it may be. This case, despite its controversies, has opened an important discussion about the treatment of individuals in pressure-filled environments like the military. Jimin's actions to defend Jungkook not only speak to friendship, but also to the moral responsibility to fight against injustice, even when it means challenging a much larger system. However, Jimin's journey for justice is not over. After news of the ignored report spread, the public's pressure grew stronger. Army, with millions of fans worldwide, has become a powerful force supporting Jimin and Jungkook. They are not only fighting for this case on behalf of their idols, but also for other soldiers who may face similar treatment but have no platform to speak up. What Jimin did is a reminder that we all must have the courage to speak up, even when we're not sure we'll be heard, said a fan in a social media post that received thousands of responses. South Korea's military is now under pressure to clarify the case. However, so far, they remain silent, only releasing a standard statement that an investigation is ongoing. Unfortunately, this stance has only fueled more suspicion that there may be an attempt to cover up the incident. The military's lack of transparency has become a sharp criticism, not only from South Korea's society, but also from international observers. International relations experts believe that the military's failure to handle Jungkook's case could damage the country's reputation on the world stage. South Korea is often seen as a country with a disciplined military system. However, if incidents like this continue, public trust in this institution will decline, said a professor from Harvard University. Amid the chaos, Jimin continues to receive support from various quarters. Many have praised his bravery as a role model, even outside the entertainment world. His unwavering stance against the current tide shows a strong sense of humanity, making him a relevant symbol of struggle for many. Jimin has proven that he is not just a star, but a human being who cares about justice, wrote a journalist in an opinion column for a major newspaper. Some organizations have even offered legal assistance to support Jimin if he decides to take the case through more formal channels. This support shows that small actions can spark waves of big changes, especially when done with sincere hearts. This case is not only a test for Jimin and Jungkook, but also for society and the system as a whole. Behind the glamour of the entertainment world and global celebrity status, Jimin has shown that he is an individual who is not afraid to fight against injustice, even if it means facing a much larger and more complex system. In the end, Jimin's bravery is not only about protecting a friend, but also about teaching everyone a lesson, that amid injustice, even the smallest voice matters, especially when voiced with sincerity and courage. The public now awaits the conclusion of this story, hoping that justice will be served, not only for Jungkook, but for all soldiers facing pressure and injustice. Until that time comes, Jimin remains a symbol of struggle and solidarity, reminding the world that even in the darkest times, there is always light to be found.